It's a truth many aren't prepared for, yet some among us possess a unique essence. Have you ever felt detached from this world, as though your existence holds a more profound significance? If so, perhaps you belong to an exclusive group. The elect, the chosen. Sacred texts reveal that the divine sets apart specific individuals to fulfill extraordinary missions. These chosen ones bear unmistakable hallmarks, telltale signs that distinguish them from the rest. And here's a crucial insight. Many are unaware they already exhibit these traits. As a result, they spend much of their lives attempting to conform where they were never intended to fit. Now, imagine acknowledging that you possess one or perhaps all of these distinguishing characteristics. How would that transform your perspective? Today, we will unveil these 7 hallmarks and explore how they might manifest in your life. But listen closely. The final sign is the most unexpected and least discussed. And if you aspire to walk among the chosen, declare in the comments, "I choose the divine, and the divine has chosen me." Hallmark number 1. Individuals with negative intentions distance themselves from you. Have you observed that certain people simply cannot remain in your presence? Perhaps, without a discernible cause, colleagues, acquaintances, or even family members create distance, as if something about you is unsettling. But what if this isn't a deficiency but rather a validation? The chosen ones emit a light that exposes iniquity. It's intangible yet palpable. People driven by malice, envy, or deceit sense this and cannot bear prolonged proximity. This was a constant reality for the enlightened one. Those who embodied arrogance despised him, not because of any action against them, but because his very being revealed their duplicity. Sacred texts state, "You belong to your father, the evil one, and you want to carry out your father's desires." This resonates with you as well. Those with impure hearts feel unease, even if you remain silent. But hear this, you needn't alter yourself to appease them. On the contrary, this distancing may be divine protection, shielding you from relationships that would impede your journey. And there's more. Some of these individuals may even attempt to wound you prior to their departure. They may speak ill of you, distort your words, and instigate conflicts you never sought. Yet remember, this isn't personal. It's about the essence you embody. Reflect on it. Have you encountered instances where negative individuals distance themselves without explanation? This could be potent evidence that you exhibit this attribute. And if you've experienced this, declare in the comments, "The divine removes from me all that does not originate from the divine." Hallmark number 2. You sense and perceive matters ahead of others. Has it ever occurred that you felt something was amiss before anyone else noticed? Or perhaps you recognized a truth that others couldn't grasp. If this is your reality, realize that it's not mere hunch. It's spiritual acumen. The chosen ones possess a heightened sensitivity, exceeding the ordinary. They detect subtle shifts in their surroundings, recognize hidden motives, and often intuit answers even before questions are posed. However, this gift comes at a price. They are frequently misunderstood. An ancient leader experienced this firsthand. The divine granted him symbolic dreams and visions of the future. Yet when he shared these revelations, he was scorned and rejected by his own kin. "Here comes that dreamer. Let's kill him and see what comes of his dreams," they stated. Many chosen ones endure similar treatment. They are labeled dramatic, paranoid, or even conceited, when in actuality, they are simply seeing beyond what others can fathom. The world operates in darkness, but those with discernment walk in illumination, avoiding traps. And here's the most curious element. The chosen ones often struggle to articulate this perception. They simply know. It's like an internal alarm system that protects them from dangers, deceit, and imprudent decisions. Have you experienced situations where you sensed something prior to others, where you attempted to caution someone, and they dismissed your warnings? This could be a compelling indication that you exhibit this attribute. But it extends further. The subsequent attribute may clarify why so many individuals react to you in ways you've never comprehended. And trust me, this reaction can manifest even if you remain completely silent. Hallmark number 3. You attract disputes without instigating them. Have you observed that, even without trying, some individuals seem to create friction with you, as if your presence itself is bothersome, even when you are doing nothing? This arises because the chosen ones embody a truth that challenges their core, unsettling those who dwell in falsehoods. It's not that you seek conflict. Rather, your very life, your words, and even your silence challenge those who are resistant to change. This was precisely the case with an ancient prophet. He acted against no one in a position of authority, but his integrity posed a problem for them. He refused to be corrupted, and for this, he was cast into a den of predators. His adversaries could find no corruption in him because he was trustworthy. The problem was never him. The problem was what he represented. This could be your reality. Perhaps you've already encountered envy, persecution, or criticism for no apparent reason. People may attempt to discredit you, twist your words, and even place obstacles in your path. But understand, this isn't about you. It's about the essence you carry. So how should you respond? The answer is found in your reaction. This ancient leader didn't retaliate, justify himself, or combat his enemies with the same weapons. He remained steadfast in his faith, allowing the divine to defend him. If you face persecution, don't squander your energy attempting to persuade those who have already resolved not to listen. Instead, stand firm and trust that the divine will vindicate you in due time. Now heed this warning. The upcoming attribute will unveil why you have never been able to fully assimilate and what that truly signifies. Hallmark number 4. You never completely assimilate. Since your formative years, have you felt dissimilar, as if you don't belong to certain groups, locales, or even belief systems? The chosen ones harbor a peculiar feeling. They can be encompassed by people, yet still feel displaced. This transpires because this realm was never their ultimate destination. Sacred texts state, "But our citizenship is in heaven." This signifies that as long as we exist here, there will always be a sense of absence that nothing in this world can satiate. Consider a prominent leader, raised as a royal heir in a foreign land. He possessed everything one could desire: status, dominion, and affluence. Yet, despite this, he never integrated. He perceived that a greater destiny awaited him. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of the divine rather than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. If you sense that you never completely assimilate, perhaps the divine is revealing something more significant. But here's the key. This sensation shouldn't isolate you, but rather prepare you. The chosen ones are not called to remain concealed, but to exert influence. Your designated space isn't merely any location. It's where the divine intends you to be. And here's a challenge. Reflect and recognize how often the divine has extracted you from circumstances, groups, or locales that were not ordained for you. Do you believe this was happenstance? Or could it be that the divine was preparing you for something more sublime? Thus, if you sense that you don't belong to this world, declare in the comments, "My home is not here. I belong to the kingdom of the divine." Hallmark number 5. Infants and creatures intuit something special in you. Have you noticed that young ones or animals behave uniquely in your presence? Perhaps an infant gazes at you intensely or smiles for no apparent reason, or an animal that typically avoids strangers approaches you with confidence. This could be more than a coincidence. It could be a testament. The chosen ones radiate a singular essence, something imperceptible, yet palpable. In their purity, children perceive this essence. A teacher once declared, "Let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of the heavens belongs to such as these." Animals, too, possess a heightened sensitivity, surpassing the ordinary. They intuit intentions, energies, and even dangers before humans can discern them. Consider that if innocent eyes can perceive something exceptional within you, what does that suggest regarding your mission? Could it be that you embody divine presence, allowing others to sense it without uttering a single word? And here's a challenge. Allow your presence to resonate louder than any discourse. May people experience peace upon your arrival and sense something distinct, even if they cannot articulate why. Hallmark number 6. The divine communicates with you through symbolic dreams and significant omens. There are times when life seems to proceed routinely until something transpires that prompts you to ponder. Was this merely a coincidence or a communication from the divine? Perhaps you notice repeating numbers, receive unexpected messages, or envision something in a dream that materializes days later. This transpires because the chosen ones live guided, not adrift. Since antiquity, the divine has employed dreams and omens to communicate with those selected. Figures received visions revealing the future. Visionaries beheld insights that transformed history. The divine always finds a conduit, but not everyone heeds it. And omens don't invariably arrive supernaturally. Sometimes the divine communicates through individuals, circumstances, and even minute, everyday details. A closed passage, an unexpected meeting, a passage from sacred texts that appears precisely when needed, all can be divine answers. Yet, many individuals disregard these signs or attempt to dismiss them as mere coincidence. But if the divine is repeatedly showing you something, perhaps the intention is to prepare you for something greater. So, the next time something unusual occurs, before dismissing it as chance, ask, "Divine, is this from you? What do you wish to reveal?" Because frequently the answer is already within your grasp. You need only open your perception. Hallmark number 7. Manifestations occur when you engage in prayer. Now we arrive at the most potent attribute of all. If a single element genuinely distinguishes the chosen ones, it is this. Their prayers are not simply vocalizations. They alter realities. Some individuals pray, yet nothing shifts. But others, when they pray, the atmosphere around them transforms. The chosen ones don't merely address the divine. They maintain a direct communion. Figures prayed, and rain ceased for years. Then, through further prayer, it returned. Others prayed, and one unable to move arose. Imprisoned in shackles, some began to pray and offer praise, and the prison doors swung open unaided. This transpires because the prayers of the chosen are not empty repetition. They are powerful invocations. When a chosen one prays, the individual doesn't merely petition. That individual declares, trusts, aligns with divine will. And when that occurs, matters begin to shift. And there's an even deeper element. The chosen ones require no elaborate pronouncements to be heard. The potency of supplication resides not in eloquent phrasing, but in the conviction of the one who prays. A whisper uttered with faith carries greater weight than 1,000 words devoid of conviction. If you've experienced moments where you distinctly sensed the divine responding to your pleas, realize that it was not luck or coincidence. It was a sign that the divine perceives you, that your voice resonates within the spiritual realm. Now, a reminder. If your prayers wield power, your responsibility is correspondingly significant. How have you employed this communion? To seek merely personal gratification, or to usher in transformation around you? Reflect on that. If you've persevered to this point, you've likely recognized that the chosen ones are distinct from everyone else. They manifest attributes that are not always easy to comprehend or to bear. Yet each of these characteristics reveals something potent. The divine holds a purpose for those who are called. Perhaps, throughout this message, you've identified with some or even all of these attributes. If so, do not disregard what the divine is revealing to you. These hallmarks are not a burden. They are a sign that you have been set apart for something grander. But now comes the paramount question. What will you do? Acknowledging the signs signifies nothing if you do not act. If the divine has chosen you, the divine expects something in return. So, if this message resonated with you, don't hoard it. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Declare in the comments, "I carry the marks of the chosen ones," and affirm it in unwavering faith. Finally, to ensure consistent receipt of messages that fortify your expedition, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications. Ultimately, the chosen ones must remain perpetually prepared for what the divine seeks to impart. May the divine bestow blessings, and remember, you are never solitary. And so, dear member of Whispering Wisdom, we arrive at the culmination of our exploration today. But remember, this is not an ending, but a launchpad. It is the point from which you, empowered with newfound understanding, step forth into your true calling. Go now, embrace the marks that set you apart, nurture your connection to the divine, and illuminate the world with your unique light. This is your journey, your purpose, and your time. Thank you for joining us on Whispering Wisdom. If this message stirred within you, ignite that spark by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and enabling those notifications so you never miss a divine prompt. Share your reflections and awakenings in the comments below. Let us build together a vibrant community dedicated to the journey of spiritual growth. Stay blessed, walk in purpose, and remember, here at Whispering Wisdom, we are always here to guide you as you step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Until next time, farewell, and may your path be ever radiant with divine grace.